Hi everyone, and welcome back to your 20-minute slow flow class. We're going to get started down in a child's pose today, so just coming down, narrow leg to start off with, so taking knees together, dropping those hips back and just taking the forehead down to the mat. And when we get here, taking those arms down either side of the body, palms facing up behind us. So you might choose here as well to just allow those elbows, find some space for the arms. Allow the elbows to be heavy to drop down. So find that space and we allow the body to settle here as we ground. So just taking the first few moments to check in with the breath and check in with how the body's feeling. So we're finding that little bit of stillness here at the start of class. But it might be that as that breath moves in and out of the body, so that inhale and that exhale, that you notice how that breath already facilitates that little bit of movement here. So maybe as you breathe, you've even got a gentle sway from side to side. This movement might be super small, but just noticing, becoming aware. Checking in. So how does the breath feel today? Is it long? Is it reaching down all the way into the belly? Maybe it's a little bit shorter, just reaching the chest. So wherever that breath may be, just welcoming it in. So we always make that effort to meet ourselves where we start the practice. So with exactly how we're feeling in this very moment, not how we might have felt yesterday, not how we might feel tomorrow, just how we feel now. So just allowing that body to feel heavy. Taking a releasing breath here, breathing in through the nose. Exhaling, releasing out through the mouth. And then just peeling those arms up and reaching them forwards. So just stretching those arms out in front, extending through fingertips, through hands. The head might lift off slightly. You might even start to peel those eyes open and just take that gaze softly in front. And then slowly starting to take hands towards you, so allowing them to slide towards you on the mats and drawing yourself up into a kneeling position. From here, rolling those shoulders back as you arrive, so allowing shoulder blades to move down the back. And the next inhale that we find, just reaching those arms up above the head, finding an interlace through the fingers and pushing palms of the hands up towards the sky. So almost as if we're stretching first thing in the morning, gaze or drishti up towards the hands. And exhale, find that release. From here, just starting to wake up through that back. So taking the right hand around to that left knee, left fingertips behind us, just coming into an easy twist. So that gaze might go behind you as well. So every inhale, that opportunity to twist. Or lengthen, every exhale, the opportunity to twist. So take another inhale here. Exhale, just releasing, easing round to the other side. So left hand coming towards the right knee, right fingertips behind us. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Just staying with that breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, just releasing, coming back through center. And then drawing those arms up above the head. Inhale, we draw up. Exhale, draw those hands down. So through heart center, Anjali Mudra. Next inhale that we find, arms reach up again, but this time we rise to high kneeling. So we take the gaze up towards the hands. And we exhale as we sweep those hands behind us. Forehead comes down. We come through child's pose for just a breath. So we exhale to here. As we inhale, hands, fingertips start to reach towards the front of the mat. And we draw the body up. And then as we come down onto the belly, we exhale as we arrive. Inhale to draw head and chest up, finding baby cobra. Maybe those hands come off the mats. And we exhale, push down into the hands, tuck under toes, roll the hips up and back, finding our downward facing dog. So first one of the practice, maybe first one of the day. Make this a stretchy one, so take any pedaling out through the feet that you might need. Any movement through the head, through the shoulders, through the neck. It might be that you simply find stillness and that's where you want to stay for a moment, so you settle in here. Staying with that breath. Next inhale that we find, rolling forwards and just dropping the knees, untucking the toes, so we arrive in our tabletop, shoulders stacked above wrists, hips above knees, and coming in to find our cat-cow. So as we inhale, starting to lift that chest forwards. As we exhale, rounding through the back, allowing the head to hang down heavy. So just moving between the two here and keeping with that fluidity of the breath. So as we start to round through the back and we drop the head, making that movement last as long as your exhale does. As we lift the chest, drop the belly, make that last as long as your inhale. So we're finding those links between the breath, between the movements. Option here to take a second to be a little bit more intuitive. So maybe you start to find circles. Maybe you take hands out to either side, so fingertips change direction. We pad through the hands. Maybe we move through the head, through the neck. Or maybe this is simply stillness for you. Maybe what the body's asking for is stillness. So we work with this idea of call and response. Ask yourself, what does my body need? What would it find nourishing here? And then responding through that movement. Just a few more breaths to take what you need, remembering it's your practice. You might even tuck under those toes and push back through the hands. Get a stretch out through the feet, so just check in. And then as and when we're ready, starting to move back towards a downward facing dog. So picking up those knees with toes tucked under, drawing those hips up and back. From here we inhale, sweeping that right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. As we exhale, the right foot steps in between the hands. We ground the back foot and we inhale, draw those arms up, find our warrior two. So we've got a nice bend in the front leg. We're grounding down through the feet, lifting up through fingertips, finding space for the shoulders, for the arms. So maybe take a wiggle. So we inhale here, we lift up. As we exhale, the right arm goes forward, the left arm goes back, and we open out, finding that warrior two, hips to the side. We fly this warrior, so as we inhale, we straighten through the leg, arms come up to meet. As we exhale, we release. Taking two more of these, inhaling to draw up, exhaling to soften. Inhale to draw up, exhale, easing down, and as we arrive here back in that warrior two, just straightening through the right front leg. We inhale, reach that right arm forwards. Exhale, take right hand down to the inside of that right foot. Left arm up towards the sky, gazing up towards the hand, Utthita Trikonasana. We want to find space for the chest here, so the hand might be down either side of to the inside of the foot. You might come up onto a block, or maybe even taking that hand onto the ankle or the shin. So we find a little bit more space here for the chest. Next inhale that we find, we start to draw this left hand forwards almost in a circle. And as we draw that circle, we allow it to pivot the body round. So long edges of the feet parallel to the short edges of the mat. We come into a wide leg forward fold, Prasarita, Tanasana. And we use that breath to find some gentle movement here. So as we inhale, starting to straighten through the back, coming up onto fingertips. As we exhale, finding that release. So this movement of three, we inhale to draw up, exhale to soften down, inhaling up, Exhale, releasing. And then from here, pivoting that left foot towards the back of the mats. Hands step to the inside of that left foot. We take a bend through the left knee. We come into our lizard. So taking a second to ease in. Maybe that left foot steps out slightly more. Maybe you've got those wiggles side to side. So just finding the spot that works for you. And we push down through that right hand as we inhale, left arm comes up towards the sky. Finding an easy twist. Option to pause with the stillness here, or maybe just cactus open through that arm. So we cactus open, take the chest up towards the sky. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, that left hand comes down to join the right. We step left foot back. And we either come straight to a down dog or work through our vinyasa. So option to come through knees and chest. So dropping knees, untucking toes, lowering chest down. Or to come through your chaturanga. So exhaling, rolling forwards, dropping down through the elbows, and inhale, coming into an upward facing dog or your baby cobra. Exhale, tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. Taking a second here to check in. Check in with that alignment, feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart. And then we come to the other side. So we inhale, that left leg sweeps up behind us, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot grounds in between the hands. We ground the back foot as well, and we inhale, draw up, finding that warrior one again. We inhale, find that lift. Exhale, open out, left arm forwards, right arm back, finding that warrior two. Hips turning towards the sides, and we fly that warrior again. So we inhale, straighten the leg, arms come up. Exhale, release. Taking two more, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. When we arrive here, next inhale, we straighten that front leg. Take a breath, take an exhale, then we inhale, reach that left arm forwards. Exhale, drop it down. Inside of the foots to a block, ankle or shin, right arm up towards the sky, Utthita Trikonasana, gazing towards that right hand. Noticing that line of energy working down through the fingertips, into the arm, into the body. Starting to draw that circle, so right arm starts to reach towards the back of the mat, so towards the front. And we turn, allowing that circle to pivot us round, arriving in that Prasarita again, wide leg forward fold. So option here to stay with these undulations, to inhale, lift up, exhale, find that release. Or you might choose to take those hands behind the back, grasp hold of opposite elbows, or maybe even find an interlace through the fingers and allow the arms to hang back. So your choice where you come to here. Noticing what works for you. One more inhale. Exhale, if you're in that interlace, slowly starting to release the hands, just not letting them ping back. And then turning that right foot towards the front of the mat. We step hands to the inside of the right foot, take a bend through the right knee, come into that lizard. Take a second to arrive, so maybe you step that right foot out slightly, finding space for the hips. We push down through the left hand. As we inhale, we peel right arm up towards the sky. Find that easy twist, extending through fingertips. Option to pause here in the stillness, or to cactus open through that arm, taking chest up towards the sky that little bit more. Finding that opening. Breathing in here. As we exhale, that right arm comes back to join the left. We step right foot back, high plank, coming through our vinyasa, knees and chest, or chaturanga. Inhaling, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, we tuck under the toes, draw it back, downward facing dog. From here, dropping those knees, untucking toes. We come back towards a child's pose, but this time we take the knees nice and wide, so coming into a wide leg. Arms reaching out long. Option here as well to come onto a pillow or onto a bolster or maybe even a block. So finding some supports here. And then allowing everything to release down. So you might be on the forehead, or you might take the head down on the side, so maybe you're lying on the ear, you've got the head turned to the right or the left. Just have a play around, find somewhere you can settle. Also, if we've got those arms stretched out really long, just seeing if you can draw elbows in towards you slightly, so elbows out to the side, hands in towards the head. Find space for that upper body. Allowing this to just be a moment of rest. So we check in with this idea of a circular practice. So starting to round off, finish the same way we started. And we've moved fluidly today, so checking in with the breath. Moving on the whole, one breath per movement, and also allowing that intuition to seep in. So taking that time to allow the breath to move us. So you might notice here, does the breath feel any different from the start of practice? Maybe it feels completely the same. So just checking in, knowing that that's completely fine. The same way we welcome the breath at the start of the practice exactly as it is, we do the same at the end. All we ask is that we notice, we're aware. So check in with sensation as well. How does the hip space, how does the groin feel here? Always asking those questions. Next inhale that we find slowly starting to lift the head and starting to peel everything up ever so slowly. So just coming back to a kneeling position. As we rise up again, shoulders roll back. And we take the hands, palms facing up, so onto the thighs or onto the knees, and see if we can keep the eyes closed here for a second. And we take a moment to just contemplate. Dropping into this idea of surrendering to the breath. Surrendering to the practice. So taking a second here for a moment of gratitude. So saying thank you to yourselves for finding the time to practice. And then also we say thank you to the amazing lineage of teachers that have come before us. So sealing our practice with a releasing breath, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, release out through the mouth. As we exhale, gently fluttering open eyelids, coming back to the space, coming back to the room. Maybe starting to take movement through those fingertips, through the shoulders, and just easing back in. So thank you everyone for practicing today. I hope that's one that you can come back to regularly. It's quite a short one, so it's one that you can fit in. If you did like it, please give me a subscribe. I post new videos every week. They're normally kind of shorter flows from what I've been teaching in person. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you.